Slangin The Bizkit, episode 29. We are coming at you with a three-piece value meal. The soda, the fries, the dessert, you name it. The Jorge Masvidal special. You know what I'm talking about or no?
Jorge?
Yeah. Street Jesus.
Of course, dude. Of course. That's all he does. He gives the soda, what does he call it? The three-piece soda.
Three-piece and a soda.
Soda.
Yeah, three-piece and a soda value meal.
He's a good... He's a character. I'd love to see him in McGregor fight. That would be
I will pay for that. I will be
fun.
first in line to pay for that. You know, he made an Instagram post the other day. If you don't know, Jorge Masvidal, UFC fighter, 155 or is he 170?
He used to be 55. He's 70 now.
Okay. He made an Instagram post. This is what got me inspired. He posted a picture of him making a leg kick to the body, and the caption was, "What's your favorite part of the three-piece meal? You like the leg, thigh, or the breast?" And I saw,
yeah, dude, he's
that.
Huge, he eats like shit. He's a big fast food guy.
Oh, I know. I watched a video of him going to McDonald's. He rolls up to the window. He's like, "How you doing, gorgeous? Can I get some extra barbecue sauce?" He slams the door in his face. She's like, "What the hell's her problem?"
It's funny how him and Covington used to be like best friends.
Yeah.
Now they hate each other.
Oh, just the UFC beef when you have all these alpha male personalities is entertaining. But, however, we need to give a shout out to Drayden. He is our viewer of the week for no reason other than he said, hey, he wants to be viewer of the week. So, Drayden, we're thinking of you. Yeah, buddy. On the video version, the audio version, I'd like to thank you for your committed viewership to our podcast. All, almost 1,000 of you? 1,000, 1,500 and change every week that listen?
Yeah, I'd say so. At least.
Make it sound like we're a big podcast. You know what? We were just talking about this before we started recording the video and the audio version of the podcast. I find myself one of the most exciting things about creating within the hockey, obviously goalie community, but the hockey community is chasing success in the sense of like, if we're being honest, Pat and I, we both had tastes of success on YouTube. Like our vlogs have done well, our hockey stuff's done well. The podcast is something where, we're starting out from scratch and it's kind of hard to transition that audience. Mm-hmm. Like in business in general, taking, one audience, bringing them over, converting them over. And it's exciting. It's exciting because I love talking to Pat about new ways for how we can build the podcast, how we can brainstorm ideas to get people interested, to get people engaged, just to come over and have a listen. Whether we're talking about Dog the Bounty Hunter showing up at somebody's doorstep, we're talking about hockey, Pat's season, my season, all that stuff. It's exciting and it's a passion of hockey, which is why I love this so much.
Yeah, it does make it exciting a bit. It's similar to like me doing the skits, trying to like transfer part of an audience over and like trying to gain a new one at the same time. It's like gives a little excitement, the journey, which I guess a lot of people don't like
putting in the work, the process.
Yeah, like the beginning stage is like the hardest stage, especially like I don't know, beginning a vlog or something. Like for me, like it's very hard at first because you're not getting views. And it's hard to keep going. A lot of people just stop after, like, say 2 weeks because it's like, oh, crap, I didn't get any views. Must suck.
Yeah.
This isn't worth it. If they don't see, like, instant success. But obviously, success takes years. So
it takes time, dude. It takes a long time. Like how long have you and I been doing this? Like, I remember the first message I sent to you. This is in 2018, not to get too nostalgic on you for like one of those moments, but it was 2018. I was finished my public speaking English class. It was the 5th slot. It was a 2:30 to 4 o'clock class, Vancouver Island University, and our teacher just bored me for the last, 2 hours. And my boy Jamie Phillips, who I still talk to, a good friend to this day, he messaged me, and he was playing for the Moose at this time on his way up to the Jets, and he messages me and he says, "Have you seen this Pat Shea guy?" And I said, "No, who is this?" He's like, "You got to check out his videos. This guy's shirtless in every video. He's doing some interesting stuff." I said, "Why, do you like it?" He's like, "Well, I hate it because I played D1 for 4 years and I've moved on with my career, but I thought you would like it." So that's time flies when you're having fun, shall we say? But speaking of fun, first 2 games actually for yours truly. You want to dive into that a little bit? I mean, I guess you have no choice now.
I mean, it seems like you want to dive into it. I don't fucking care about you. I want to talk about me.
Well, let's talk about me, and then we'll talk about you, and then we'll talk about me, and then we'll talk about me some more.
I did catch wind that you had a pretty successful first game.
Yes.
Is this accurate?
Yeah, in both senses. So, 6-5 overtime win. Literally, this was probably the game of the year. I'm like if you had a hockey Svensk, or like a Svensk hockey TV subscription, you were pissed off and like blood boiling mad because they did not stream this game. This was the game of the year. I'm telling you, Pat. So we come into the game, home opener for us. We got a packed barn, all 100 seats or whatever it is. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic here. We go up 2-0. We're getting outshot 10-2, whatever, to start the game. We bury 2 quick ones, 2-0. The place is electric. We're feeling it. All of a sudden, we get into some penalty trouble, 5-on-3s. I think we spent 3/4 of the first period in the penalty box, funny enough. But they get a couple power plays. Their power play worked that puck nice. They had an incredible power play unit. And before you know it, it was 4-2. And we're still in the first period. Screen tip off the post and in. Backdoor one-timer, like these guys were working it. There was one, the fourth goal that they had on me. The guy hit me right in the face. Like the guy was probably 10 feet away, shot a puck, hit me right square in the face, and I kind of got a little stunned. And they buried in the change. I thought they were going to call a whistle, but they didn't. So 4-2, we bury another one. We make it 4-3 going into the first period, second period, the highest scoring first period of the season in Sweden. It was crazy to watch. It was like an all-star game out there. Second period. We get dominated. We must have gotten outshot 25-2. I don't know who was counting the shots. That's another thing. So the final shot count for the game was 59-46. So I had 59 shots. We had 46. The only way that we had 46 shots on net was if the guy counting the shots had epilepsy or a seizure midway through the second period. Because there's no way.
You started twitching.
Yeah, there is no way we had 46 shots in it. The shots
shocking up the shots. He's like,
yeah. He's just all of a sudden the guy's got 20 shots on net.
Guy had Tourette's. He's like, fuck.
Hey,
not again.
Can we get an ambulance down here to the Ishal Arena? God. Johan's having a jammer. Thank you. And let's not make a big deal about this. The shots probably should have been about 50, maybe 49-20. I think it's pretty fair. But anyway, so they dominate the second period. We're down 5-3. They're dominating the third period. All of a sudden, we get a goal. It's 5-4. We get another goal. It's 5-5 with 5 minutes left. You could sense it in the building. You could sense the energy that this team had just bent. They broke. They were deflated, and we were about to put them to bed. We go to overtime. I think 5-6 minutes into overtime, because we played 10-minute overtime periods, I believe. We score 6-5 overtime win. The roof is off the building. What an energetic one. Statistically wise, so I went 54 saves on 59 shots. Face value looks really, really, really good. I mean, still at a 915, 916 save percentage with 5 goals against. I wasn't really happy with the performance. I felt there was a lot of sloppy things, sloppy rebounds, sloppy movements, sloppy reads, which I have to fix this week coming into the next game we're playing. But overall, a 7 out of 10 performance, all things considered. So that went well. We got the win, which is what matters. And the boys are really excited about that. Second game. So I'm backing up because we played the next night or second night after that or whatever, and I'm physically exhausted from this previous game, and also got to give the other guy, our other guy's a good goalie too, so we got to give him an opportunity to play. He was here the last 3 seasons or whatever, so he goes in. It's 1-0 going into the third period. Just honestly a boring game, a very, very boring game. A lot of penalties, a lot of power plays, a lot of action, but nothing actually being exciting. No crazy shots on net, just slinging a couple pucks from the blue line, shots from the just
solid saves.
Yeah, just an easy. If you're a goalie on either end, it's not a crazy night. If you're a fan, it's not an exciting night. It's just one of those nights. But all of a sudden, with 7 or 8 minutes left in the third period, the temperature went up to 10. One of their guys comes in shorthanded, dangles our entire team, puts the puck between his legs, roofs it barn in, scores. They go nuts, and you think that okay, maybe the game's over. We answer back 10 seconds later. We bury our own. All right, game's 2-1. They score again, 3-1. We score again, 3-2. 30 seconds left. We slap the puck from behind the net off the goalie and in. Tie game 3-3. We go into overtime. We end it. Dagger in the heart. Put them to bed. Put them to sleep. 30 seconds into overtime with this power play goal, and we win. We're 4-3 win. We're 2-0, double over, back-to-back overtime wins, which is awesome. Now here's the exciting part. So we had a little bit of a scuffle after the game, shall we say? So
were you involved? Were you throwing bombs?
I was the one who started and caused this altercation. This was 100% my fault. Now let me explain this to you why. So I have my camera on the bench for the third period because I like to, get a little bit of footage just to kind of document that I'm not starting every game, and this is what's really going on. I'd like to be very honest about things. And so I got my camera on the bench. We score in overtime. You see the bench erupt. Everybody's celebrating. We're hugging. We're jumping. We're getting off the bench. I get off the bench to go celebrate in the pile. What do you think I'm going to do? I got to grab the camera. Like, come on. Like, I'm trying to run a business here. So grab the camera. I got it in my glove. We're celebrating. We're having a good time. And in Europe, what they do, that you shake hands after every game. It's not like North America. You shake hands after a playoff series. Every game, you shake hands with the other team. Also, we share benches too. Like us and the other team share one collective bench. Tell me this is not like the worst idea ever, and like just it contributes itself so well for an altercation. Like I don't get it. But anyway, we shake hands. I'm done shaking hands. I'm talking to the other goalies. Obviously, goalies talk. One of our guys is yapping and getting into a little bit of a jostling match with one of their guys, and they're coming right towards me. Like they're drifting towards me, if that makes sense. And so I'm at a crossroads where I'm like, you know what? I can either stop, change course, and go around them, or go through them and start an altercation. Well, I went through them. I walked up to this pile and I put my shoulder through this guy. Okay, tried to put my shoulder right through his eye socket, and all of a sudden, everybody gathered around and wanted to get a piece of somebody. Not me specifically, but everybody was involved. And so I'm looking around where's their goalie? Like backup starter, third string in the crowd. I don't care. I need to grab somebody. So I see their backup, and I immediately grab his jersey. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Grab my fucking jersey." He's like, "What are you grab it?"
We're throwing.
I said, "No, just grab my jersey." And he's like, "Why?" And I said, "So it looks like we're doing something."
I like it.
And contributing.
Turns me on. Just grab me.
Exactly.
Touch me.
Well, let's contribute to the overall chaos and make it look like we're actually doing something. Like, I got my guy, you got your guy. Look, I've taken care of the other backup goalie for this evening, right? I've done my part.
Plot twist: you just start making out with him.
What is wrong? What is wrong with you?
That'd be hilarious. Everyone's like scrapping, all of a sudden like camera turns and the goalies are just making out with each other, having a fucking passionate moment.
They're into some weird stuff.
I would pay for that.
I would pay for that as well.
It'd be good vlog material.
Channel members, become a YouTube channel member, and you might see that today. So yeah. Anyway, refs come in, they separate everybody, and that was that was the end of that. So we go home on the bus ride. We had a good bus ride home, a little 3-hour bus ride there and back, 3 hours each way. So that was exciting. And then we got another game coming up this week, which is in Wednesday. So in 2 days from now, we're recording this podcast. So that was my opening weekend.
That's a successful opening week.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good week. Meanwhile, on my side, I was supposed to start camp this morning.
Hold on. I'd like to ask you myself. I don't want you to tell me, because now it seems like I'm not concerned about you. So, Patrick, where are you at in hockey? Let me ask you.
That's so polite of you to ask me.
No problem.
Sounds like everything's going well for you. Your vlog is getting game footage. Like that's great. It's awesome. I was planning, I started my vlog up back and I was like, all right, this is perfect. Get a few weeks of preseason, then I'll jump right over into camp, start into the season. Supposed to start camp today. I did. Yep. And obviously I did mention it here, I think last episode, but I got confirmed, like, I'm not eligible until November 1st. So like, because my second vaccine is until the 18th, which is a week from today, I believe. Yes. And then it's 2 weeks after that. And the guy's like calling and he's like, yeah, like, I don't know. The assistant coach is like, I don't know who the fuck made these rules. Like, this is bizarre, but like, you're not eligible. Like, I have to call guys and tell them like, hey, you can't come to camp, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, well, fuck, that sucks. So now I'm just sitting here like kind of hoping I don't get fucked over. It is a...
So to back you up really quick, just if anybody's joining us for the first time in a couple weeks, you haven't caught up. So Pat has signed to play with the Worcester Railers, correct, in the Coast and the Cheeser? Yep.
That is correct.
And you were not informed about a vaccine mandate, so said, okay, well, you know what? If they're not going to put a gun to my head, I'm not going to get it. I'm ready to go. I'm going to skate. I'm going to work out. You get a call, was it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? They said, hey, listen, Patty, you're going to have to get that jab, buddy. You're going to have to take one for the team here.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so exactly 3 weeks ago, I got my first shot. So, like, I was just kind of going about my life. I'm like, yeah, I had COVID. Like, maybe I'll have to get the vaccine, like whatever, because the rest of the league was saying like, yeah, like you don't have to get it. You just like if you don't, you'll have to like, I don't know, like pay for COVID tests and like pay half your room on the road. So I'm like, okay, I'll like get it, but like I'm not in a rush because it's like season doesn't start yet. So the 20th, I texted the coach. I was like, hey, am I gonna need to September 20th? This is, and I'm like, hey, am I gonna need to be vaccinated? And he's like, oh yeah. Like, unfortunately, like we have to be because we were going over the Canadian border. I'm like, oh, beauty, like Canadian border. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I get my first vaccine that day, the 20th. And then a few days later, the assistant coach calls and he's like introducing himself. He's like, hey, he goes on this like long rant. He's like, hey, like excited to work with you. Like I've heard like a lot about you, blah, 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 blah. I can't, blah, blah. By the way, are you vaccinated? And I'm like, well, I have one of them. I got my first one and my second one's scheduled for the 18th. And he's like, okay, I'm going to put Coach Cunniffe on the phone. He's like, hey, he's like, Shazo. So I forgot to tell you, like, or I don't know if he didn't forgot to tell me or if he didn't actually know the rule yet himself. And he's like, yeah, so you have to be vaccinated to come to camp. I kind of fucked up. Like, these rules are all new, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're all, like, learning about them themselves. So, obviously, I don't have my second one till the 18th. So, he's like, so, like, yeah, what we might do is just bring you in after camp. Because, like, I've been skating with him for a while, so he does know me.
Mm-hmm.
But
is that the guy you skate with in the summers?
A bit, yeah.
Okay.
I was a lot in the last summer, a bit this summer, and like during the COVID winter, I did a few times, like last season. Because I was going to sign there last year before it got canceled completely. So then, whatever. So I'm like, okay, like be in touch, keep me posted, whatever, and we'll like discuss. And it was sounding good, So then I texted him last week, and I guess like he's sick, so he's kind of like gone a little AWOL. And the assistant coach called me and was like, "Hey, yeah, so yeah, you can't come to camp, like, because you're not fully vaccinated. Like, touch base with Coach Cunniffe and see what the plan is." So he hasn't like gotten back to me because I guess he was sick, like he's been sick, and like I don't know how. So I actually have no idea what's going on. But so I actually haven't heard anything. So I'm hoping that it's all like still like good and working out right now. So it's actually a very weird place.
Welcome to the club, my friend.
Yeah.
welcome to the minors.
It doesn't, like I'll figure something out, but this is like the best I feel like this is like the best situation and place for me to be. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that it works out still, and I mean I'm staying positive. I think it will.
Yeah, dude, you gotta stay positive with this kind of stuff. Like like people don't understand that like you get thrown wrenches. Situations change. Like things change on a daily basis, and you gotta adapt, dude. Like if like you did exactly that. Like you didn't get vaccinated. They said get vaccinated. You said okay. You know what? I'll go get it done because I want to play for this team. Okay, maybe I'm not going to be on time for camp. Whoever's fault it was, coach's fault for being ignorant to the rules. Was he being late? Did he forget to tell you? Doesn't matter. You're taking it, the onus on yourself to go and kind of put yourself in the driver's seat so that you can report for the team. And if something happens, again, you shuffle the deck and you got to go find somewhere else to play. Like that's
that's all I can do.
There's nothing else you can do.
Something I've learned, a lot over the last year. It's like every time something like looks good, like something's gonna get thrown at you. Nothing like goes according to plan. Like hopefully this still works out and I get to play there. Like if not, I'll go figure something out. But it's wild how much since just like COVID started, how much like uncertainty and shit it gets fucked up so easily. Like, I don't know about your life, but
yeah, you've noticed how unstable the world and the hockey, like dude, everything top to bottom since COVID, since March 11th of 2020. It's just become so goddamn unstable, like just unstable, unpredictable. You think it's left, it's right. You need to get your penis fixed. They only fix vaginas. You come on a Monday. They're only open Wednesday to Friday. Like the world is a crazy place right now, man. Like it is.
It's like they just skipped it. It's like we went on pause for a year. It's like I as an example, right? Like I was draft pick come out, and then like I don't even get a PTO right away because everything's canceled, shut down, Florida doesn't even have an A team the next year. It's like done. I'm like, all right, better situation in Worcester Coast team. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Then it gets pushed to like wherever indefinitely. I had that cool. Actually, this podcast exclusive, so I'll
Ooh,
for our
zesty.
listeners. So like, I got that role in a movie that I've told Trav about, and I'm being very vague about it, but and like, blah, surprise. But yeah. So I got this role in a movie, and it was like this perfect scenario. It's a hockey movie. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna film this from November through December, and then the season's gonna start in January. This is a year ago now. And I'm like, oh, sweet. This is like the perfect situation. I'm like on top of the world. I'm like, fucking, I get to be in a movie like with a literal role, and then I get to go play. COVID outbreak on set, movies postponed indefinitely. Like, don't even know if we'll ever come back. Week goes by, season gets canceled. I'm like, oh, fuck, great. So then I'm like, all right, now what do I do? Then the whole YouTube's kind of like, because like I'm on an upward trajectory of YouTube, like hockey vlogs and shit. Like the vlog is growing, when you have a vlog, it grows. So then that kind of goes on pause too. Then this comes around. I'm like, finally I get to sign, and I'm like, finally going to get back into hockey after this long year. now this happens again, and it's like, fuck. I mean, easy. It would be easy for me to just be like, throw it in, throw in the towel and fucking call it. But like, that's not the way I am.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna, stay positive. And if it does get fucked up, I'll figure it out.
And good on you too, dude, for sticking with it. This is one thing that a lot of people don't realize as well, is like with doing the whole vlog, whether it's vlog, podcast, anything like content wise, when you're creating something from scratch, from ground zero to share with the community, is that it's unpredictable. Like, we're not Jesse James West here. I know you love Jesse, and I did enjoy his videos for a while, maybe not so much anymore, but we're not in that sense where you can make videos any day of the week. You can go talk to girls, you can go bench press girls, you can do all these creative things where like you can document that, and that is your income, that's your living, as opposed to with you and I, like the season, like that's what we're dependent on. Like right now, like as of this moment in time recording, I have 5 years later finally returned to getting the quote unquote the junior hockey vlog style videos back up. The GoPro Netcam with the mic'd up audio. Now obviously it's an Insta360 cam, it's not a GoPro, but we have returned and got to sell some stuff, right? But I finally returned to that format because it's been so difficult to find a team where I can play, get games, have them allow me to do this and all these other things. Like when life gives you lemons, you gotta go make some apple cider soup. And I know that doesn't make any sense. That's okay. But you gotta deal with the punches when they're coming. Another thing you gotta deal with, especially in the video version, is your bush. Now listen up here. That was sharp, eh? That was razor sharp, eh? Almost as sharp as this 7,000 RPM motor razor in the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0.
I have the box today.
You do? You got the box? You got the package and everything. So why don't I tell people about it, and you can be the model for today. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk to them.
So listen to me, folks. If you're on the audio version, I will tell it to you, and I will speak in your AirPods or your car stereo. If you're watching the video version, I will still do that, but you can see me. Here's the thing. Back to school season is upon us. Halloween season is upon us. We are coming from the weather where it's beautiful outside, and now we're going to go inside. We're going to go watch a movie. Maybe we're going to go stuff the turkey or something. Maybe we're going to get that cranberry sauce on a simmer. Here's the thing. You can't do that if you got a bush. You can't do it if you have armpit hair, if you got chest hair, if you're Italian especially. Like, you're basically a borderline ape through the middle of your body. Women don't like that. Okay, here's the thing. Body hair, chest hair, pubes, beard, right? You'll notice this. I'm very clean. I'm very fresh, cleanly shaven, short shaven as of late. My mother loves it, by the way. You can do that too with the Manscaped Lawnmower. This thing has a 90-minute battery life. It is waterproof. It charges wirelessly. You don't even got to plug it in. It just charges wirelessly. It's amazing. But you get that with the performance package. You get the Shed travel bag. You can take this on the road. If you're in Pat, you're in Mass, you're going down to Worcester, you're going down to the Atlanta Gladiators. I know they're not a team anymore, but you go down to all these different places on the road. You take the Shed travel bag with you. You take your lawnmower. You take your ball toner, your ball chafing cream, anti-ball chafing cream, everything on the go. If you're like Pat and you're hairy, you got nose hairs. We got the weed whacker for you. We're going to take care of you this spooky season, this autumn season. But you got to go to manscaped.com. You got to go use the promo code BISCUIT. and you're going to get an exclusive 20% off. Shipping's on me and Pat. Me and
Hell
Pat
yeah.
will come down to the San Diego factory, personally package your performance package, ship it out the door. We'll pay, we'll cover the shipping. No worries about it. And we got you. We're going to take care of you. We're going to get
It's
you
a whole new
fresh.
balls game.
Look at this, folks, on the video version.
It's well known, too.
Save balls.
You can get the T-shirts, dude. You know, it's funny. I was in the vineyard a few, like, I don't know, I guess it was a couple months ago now, and a kid saw me wearing this shirt where it says on the back, it says, Manscaped, your balls will thank you, and it's, like, big on the back.
Yeah.
Kid came, like, running up to me in a store and, like, tapped me. He was like, your balls will save you. Like, he made some, like, joke about, or your balls will thank you. He's like, are your balls thanking you? And I'm like, yes, they are. And they will thank you, too, if you use my code and go get 20% off at manscaped.com.
Biscuits.
And I sold one right there. Just like that.
Awesome. Actually, you know, it's funny you mentioned that. When I went to get my second vaccine dose, I was in the line, and the lady checking my paperwork, she says, what does that shirt mean? And I was like, we save balls? Because it's like the shirt I'm wearing now, this is my vaccination shirt. It's what I wore to get vaccinated.
Yep.
And I was like, well, we save balls, Manscaped. And, you know, obviously, it's kind of difficult to explain when the line's going fast. But like, so I make YouTube videos and I have the sponsorship through Manscaped. But actually, I recently started a podcast. And then when I started that podcast, I brought this company that I work with, Manscaped, on board to sponsor it. And now we're kind of selling lawnmowers. We're kind of selling stuff. I do work for them, but I don't work for them. By then, I've already moved down the line and it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
She's lost interest. So instead, I told her, it's a company I work for. She's like, what's it about? Oh, well, basically, it's a body hair trimmer. So let me ask you this. Do you have a man? She's like, yes. I said, well, great. Your man needs one of these. I think she thought that I was hitting on her, but I was just trying to sell her man a great ball trimmer.
Yeah.
So that was another interesting endeavor.
It's funny. I've actually gone a lot. Like, if I wear this in public, almost every time someone will make a comment about it, which is funny. I'm not typically a reader of shirts. Like, I don't actually, like, look at other guys' shirts and, like, read them or whatever. Like, I don't fucking notice that shit, but apparently a lot of people do. And if you wear Manscaped, people take note. And if you want to be noticed in public, wear some Manscaped. Buy the lawnmower. You'll be noticed. I'm telling you.
And you want to be noticed on your date night? Think about that.
Yeah.
When she gets a smooth surface to ride on, a smooth shaft to grip. It's going to be a great date night. And, we just went.
Water slide.
Oh, yeah. We went down there. Not like the guys in the UK that went down a water slide late at night and it was closed down. They shut down the shafts. They went and shattered their ankles. We'll talk about that in a second. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But Manscaped Smooth, Manscaped Shaft. This is what you want. This is what you need. Again, manscaped.com. Promo code BISKIT. 20% off free shipping on behalf of Pat and myself. Thank you to Manscaped, as always, for sponsoring the podcast. Okay, so as I was saying, so in the UK, this is kind of a random story. These two bozos, it's late at night, you know, it's midnight, they're absolutely juiced. They bust into this, they're absolutely buckled, right? And they bust into this water park, and they're like, you know, it'd be a great idea. Let's go down the water slide, just absolutely out of our minds, crippled. This will be fun, right? But they turn the water off at night. Like they're not letting the water run all night. So they climb up to the top, they go down the thing. It's dark out. They didn't notice that like half the rides are under construction or half the slides. So at the bottom of the slide, you know how there's like an opening to the tube and then you shoot out through the water? There's a concrete barrier. So these guys are going down, and I don't know the exact speed you go down the water slide at, but I'm assuming
depends the slide.
Yeah, like what, 30 kilometers an hour, 40 kilometers an hour? Is that a pretty fair assessment?
Yeah, maybe. I know like certain ones, if they're like really steep, you can pump out some real like miles per hour there.
Oh yeah, like well, like let's just assume. Yeah, let's just assume they went down a casual one, not like an extreme one.
Yeah.
So let's say they're going 40 kilometers an hour. They go right into this barrier and shatter their ankles.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like think about it. You're in the dark.
Yeah.
First off, it's dark at night. The slide is dark. There's no water, and then bang, just your shattered ankles. And now what I'm wondering is how did they get out? Because I'm assuming you're not bringing your phone with you because you're assuming you're going to make it through and get into the water. It's midnight. It's dark out, so you can't see. So you have these shattered ankles, and you're going to climb your way back up the slide. Is like I'm thinking, is that what? I'm curious what would have happened, or if they would have just sat there until the morning when somebody found them. But so long story short, these two idiots are trying to sue the water park company for not having security on staff to stop them from going in. This is a true story. They're trying to sue them.
That is hell.
Oh man,
I'm putting myself in their shoes. Like I don't even know how do you get out of there? That's fucked.
You just gotta wait until morning, I guess, or just make a lot of noise. I don't know.
I wonder. You know what would be terrifying? Like I know that there is some like water slides that I'm picturing this one in Mass called Water Whiz. It's a Pirate's Plunge, I believe. It's a
Yeah,
full
yeah.
circle. It's closed. You're inside and it's a full circle. There's a roof on it
Mm-hmm.
and it's tight. It's dark. So like imagine getting stuck in that dark and you're like, how the fuck do I get out of here? You can't, like, I'm sick. So if it's one that it's like the sides but there's no roof, they can like shimmy their way over like the border and then
Yeah.
like kind of go down the rest, but still like that's a
The
struggle.
the only other thing I can think of is they have an Apple Watch and it's tied to their phone, and they make calls from
Ah,
the watch. So you have the
yeah.
Apple Watch on, you make the call. That's the only thing I can think of because that is waterproof. But
Yeah, we're getting deep.
like you just shatter your ankle. You're juiced also. Let's keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And it's midnight. You and your buddy, I don't know, maybe you went down the same slide. If they went down the same slide, that's even worse because then you're
Together.
gonna hit into each other. Yeah, and then
I feel like if one of them, you think like if one guy like did it, he'd be like, "Hey," like
this
yell
is a
to the
bad
other guys,
idea.
like, "Don't do it."
Can you like in all seriousness? Can you
Oh
imagine like
shit.
in real time the guy's like, "Hey, don't do it!
He's like, "What?
There's a
Go?
murder!"
Okay, coming."
Oh, last one is a rotten egg.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, coming.
No, 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 no. And then he just boom.
Break a leg. All right.
I'll try. I've got a shattered ankle.
No, I broke my leg. That's fucking comedy.
Yeah, can you imagine he's trying to tell? I think I broke my leg. Break a leg. All right.
Goes
Takes
head
a running
first.
start. Snaps
Tops
his
down.
neck.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh man. Can you imagine being the
booze, man.
security coming in the next day having to clean that up?
No.
Like having to like resolve through that? Like
The
holy.
bottle will get the best of you sometimes.
This is exactly why I don't drink. Like
Dude, yeah, no. I'm trying to think like you haven't drank in years, but like
yeah, like 4 years.
dumb things like I like to go like adventure when I'm drunk, so I can
Oh,
relate.
you
to
would do
that.
this.
But
Would you do this? Would you go down the Waterside Park and bust in?
no, dude, I don't know, maybe I would. But I know one of the dumber things I've done was last year when I was in Minnesota. The ponds had like just frozen, so this must be like late November, mid to late November, and the lakes had just frozen because it was northern. So it was like if you go an hour south, they're not frozen. So they're like, it's iffy. And we decided, oh, we're drunk. Let's at 4:30 in the morning. Let's go down to the lake and go skate. And like I have videos of it. And we're just gliding around, and dude, like wake up the next day. I'm like, that was so dumb. Like I was in the middle of the lake. Like, what if there was like a weak spot in the middle of the lake and we just fucking dipped through? Luckily, it worked out. But we dude, that could have been bad. Actually, when we were out there, because we were on like a site, like there was people like working there, and like people were like flashing lights at us, like because they heard us out there, and we went skating away, and like it started getting wet and like shit. So we were actually in like a danger zone. Don't I guess moral of the story is like don't do be careful what you're going to do when you're drunk. Second guess it. It can be dangerous.
Or just quit drinking. There's another
Yeah,
option. Just stop.
That too.
Control yourself.
Control yourself. Fucking
Don't get in the car. Don't go to the vendor. Don't go to the system. Buy a bibliotech. Whatever they're calling it in Sweden. They got a weird name for the liquor store here. And just don't throw down, a 12-pack every night. And, you won't get shattered ankles down a slide. But
Yeah.
you know what you will get if you do go down a water slide is an opportunity to come out looking fresh with an amazing pair of sheath underwear. This will not be a decision you regret. This will not be a poor late night decision. Whether you're purchasing them at 4 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon, Sheath has you covered. Now, here's the deal. Sheath underwear is some of the best underwear on the market. And I know exactly what you're thinking, Trav. I got Gitch. I just bought a 12-pack of Walmart. I just bought like a year's supply from Costco, the Kirkland stuff. Now, here's the thing. That stuff ain't going to last you. It's not comfortable. It doesn't breathe. It doesn't keep you cool. Also, keep in mind this. It doesn't last. So when you stretch out a rubber band when it's really, really, really old and it doesn't spring back, that old pair of Gitch with that waistband, that rubber band waistband, that's what you're buying. Look at this with Sheath. This stuff is the real deal. Now, here's the deal. They have the cooling technology. They're going to cool you down. We're still at that time of year right now in October where it's like winter in the morning and it's hot. It's summertime in the afternoon, winter again. So it's going to keep you cool. It's going to keep you aerated throughout the day. On top of that,
Yeah.
they got the they got the pouch. Excuse me, Jesus Christ, they have the pouch for your Johnsonville sausage and for your basket of peaches. Right? Maybe you're packing. Right? Maybe you're like Pat and you got like a 13-inch hog. Doesn't matter. This thing is gonna keep
Guilty.
gonna keep her contained. Gonna keep you feeling good, and it's gonna be comfortable and it's gonna last. I want you to think about this. You can spend a little bit less money on a pair from whatever knockoff dollar store you want to go to, or you can invest, spend a couple more bucks, and get something that lasts. This pair of sheath underwear that you're seeing right here, and I got a pair on right now that I'll show you in a second. I've had it for a year and a half. It feels as good as the day that I got it. So the best stuff in the market. You're going to go to sheathunderwear.com. The promo code is Bizkit69. Pat's favorite position that he likes to do with the underwear on, because the pouch breathes. There are holes that you can open up in the pouch to get that position, shall we say. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube in the podcast, but Pat does that in his sheath underwear. Bizkit69 is the code. You're going to save 20% off. An amazing
69.
deal.
They green light 69?
Yes, okay. Robert loves 69s. Good. Robert loves the promo code 69. So God bless Robert.
And if you're going to go down a water slide at whatever time of the day, wear the sheath underwear, because it provides a smooth slide all the way to the bottom and a nice comfort pocket for your balls, and it won't ride up your crotch. It's just a nice smooth water slide down. Picture life as a water slide. You're going out every single day like you're sliding down a water slide. It's that nice in sheath underwear. So go pick them up.
More so, they think about this. When you get down to the nitty gritty, you'll take Pat's advice, you take my advice. You get the lawnmower, you get shaven. Now you get yourself the opportunity with the lady. She's going to take your underwear off. It's going to be like you going down a water slide during the day with water, not at night juiced. At night, juiced is like the Kirkland brand.
Yep.
Going down with water during the day, that great summer's day with your lady friend is sheathunderwear.com.
And then if you do it right, you're going to be going right into her water slide.
Mm-hmm. And you may not ever come out, which is scary, but it's good. It's a good problem to have.
It is scary.
Again, thank you to Sheath Underwear, as always, for sponsoring the podcast. Believe in us, Robert, giving us an opportunity. And again, pick up some awesome underwear. Go to Sheath, pick up some awesome underwear, pick up a Manscaped lawnmower. Help us help you. All right.
I have a funny Kaskasuo related news.
Yes,
obviously you've made your beef, if you will, pretty public, pretty known.
Have I? I think I've barely even touched on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm the
most neutral guy in the community.
Yeah. You
never said a bad thing about anybody.
A pot.
I do not stir a pot. If there is a pot,
you're stirring it. You're in there with the big spoon, just stirring up the stew like the witches do in Hocus Pocus,
Stir. I have the immersion blender, and I got like a jackhammer immersion blender in that stew.
Yeah, well, you're so good at stirring the pot, it's like a blender. You just blend the pot. That's all. But Kaskasuo, a fanboy, I put it together. He popped over to my channel and tried to talk shit to me.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
And so I've been back with vlogging. I'm trying to remember which video it was, but this kid, he came over and tried to chirp me about not being a pro. He was like, "What? Yeah, you're a pro because you're getting paid by Manscaped or something like that."
Oh, shut
sick.
The fuck up.
And I forget what I said back to him. I'm trying to find it. Fuck. But he I happened to check out Kaskasuo's, I think it was, I don't know what video it was that I checked out of his. And in the comments, I saw that dude, the same commenter, fucking praising Kaskasuo. I'm like, that's hilarious. Yeah. That's why he was
over. Do you know the username?
Shit. I'm trying to find it. But he was so disgruntled.
Have you noticed we've started to divide the community a little bit? There's people that love him that are coming after me and vice versa. Oh, yeah. But obviously, I'm mentally bulletproof. These people, these little narcs, these little gnomes in the online community, you can't mentally touch me. I really don't care.
Yeah.
And especially these kids that come after you. Even actually, it's funny you mentioned the Manscaped thing. My agent, we were on the phone the other day, and he calls me. He's like, "I want exclusive early access to the vlog. I want to see those game highlights so I can make an assessment now." And I said, "You get me a Division 1 offer and we can talk."
Oh, he mentioned you.
Oh, he mentioned me?
Yeah, I found the comment.
You go first. You go first.
So this is actually a different. This was a different chirp than I originally remembered.
Yes.
So this guy named Klaus or Klaus Karl
Oh,
Cross.
this little dirtbag. I know this guy.
Klaus Karl Cross. I feel like he might have commented on your videos too, like chirping about Cass or something.
Yeah, he's my
But
son. He's my son.
yeah, so he goes, "Are you friends with Trav? Will never be a pro." Because I am not sure. The last time I checked, college hockey wasn't considered pro. So I commented back to him like, "It's called graduating college and signing pro. You little wannabe fool." And then like a week later, he just replied and was like,
Took him
"What
7 days
team?
for this reply.
Yeah, what team gave you a contract? Can't find anything about it." And I just ignored him because like I don't fucking care. But
That's when
he's
you
trying.
win because he refreshed
Yeah,
his feed for the next week. Did Pat reply to me? Shit.
yeah,
Refresh. Command R. Shit. And just never
yeah.
finds a reply. I love that. You leave him on red.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate win if there ever
But
was
he's
a win.
clear. Yeah, and I found him. I was actually cracking up when I saw him commenting. I'm like, oh, this fool. And I know another guy commented something about like me not being a pro. Like I just get paid by Manscaped. That's my version of pro. I think it's funny like when like if a video's doing pretty well, it will like get put into the greater audience, and the haters will come popping in. So I mean, it's funny.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, the number one sign that I know I've done a good job with the video and that it's actually reaching the people that I want to reach is when those negative, nasty, narcissistic comments are coming back in. If the comment section is 100% positive and everybody's all nice and happy-go-lucky, I haven't done a good job. If you get guys like Klossy that I own, that I am his daddy, when that guy is coming into the comment section because I said, son, come here and tell me how you feel. That is when you win. That is when you have won the game. And especially when you leave that little chipmunk on red. Oh boy, you have.
They're
won.
coming back. They're commenting, trying to hate on you, like over more than one. Like they're watching your videos, and it's hilarious that they'll then try to chirp you. But it's like, yeah, man, I know what you're doing. Like you're a fan, but then you're trying to get attention and trying to chirp to like feel better and like get, because they're living through us, which is kind of sad. That person, I don't know, like obviously they're a sad person trying to live through us, and then they're trying to chirp us for like putting our life out there, yet they're watching every video, following us. So
care enough to watch. You care enough to watch and comment. Like you care, dude. You care about everything here. And here's another thing too. It drives me nuts when these guys just sit there and they send their little goons after you or whatever, or they like to be like so like, oh, like I'm gonna keep my hands clean. Like no, like have some balls and come talk about it.
Yeah.
I told Pat this the other day. The last podcast episode with Kaskasuo on it. So he messaged me for calling him out and said, why don't you app me? Have some balls, be a man. I said, okay, come on the podcast and talk about it. when I said that his $200 stick should have been $150. I swear to God, he thought that I was generally concerned that his sticks are not worth $200; they're worth $150. Not that he's charging kids, mentally disabled girls in the community that are underage, $150 for a podcast. I'm serious. People want to attack me for not being a pro, for being a sellout. Okay, fair, valid point. They want to attack Pat. You haven't played a game of pro. You just flex your abs. You're just a good-looking Calvin Klein model. Whatever. Okay, you're fair. You're entitled to your opinion. At least we don't steal from kids. We don't make $4.7 million lifetime career earnings, U.S. dollars, not Canadian, U.S. dollars, and still steal $150 from children. From the hockey community, I have been gifted and God blessed with an opportunity in this community to use my vlog to touch people and to reach people in a way that I never could before and leave a positive impact on people's lives. And Pat has been the exact same way. I'm sorry, I don't touch kids. I worded that very poorly, but I've been gifted this opportunity, and
it's
Pat has
seen
as
in
well.
Old school.
School
of Rock
has been gifted this exact same opportunity as well. And I can imagine coming to the point where you say, you know what? I've made $4.7 million. You know what I need? 125 extra. That's what I need. I couldn't imagine coming to that. And then not only that, you take free clout from the guys that'll give it to you, and you take $150 from kids, from little. And this is the part that bugs me. The girl that messaged me, she's mentally disabled. She's got whatever issue she's dealing with. Everybody has issues. Yeah, Pat, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And God bless her soul for being such a nice girl in the community who asks questions, who cares. But fuck me, she should not be being charged and being bullied into spending $150 for a class project to interview somebody she looks up to. You should be fucking ashamed, Casimir. cashew milk, whatever his name is, vegan. I'm the real vegan, not you. Milk. I'm the plant-based king. I am the king.
Beef is ripe. You. It's a good goalie rivalry. As I've said, it's the biggest YouTube goalie rivalry out there right now. Trav4 versus cashews. So it's pretty intense, man. It's pretty intense. I don't even know if he knows.
No, he knows. Dude, here's the thing. We've talked about this a million times. This is a guy who's played NHL games, been on an NHL ticket, played in the Swedish Elite League. He will not do or say anything to jeopardize that. You think he's going to get into a fight with some guy online saying that he's stealing from kids? No, he doesn't want anybody knowing that he's stealing from kids.
Is it part of it because he's also a fellow YouTube goalie that it kind of like, it's like shit competition and you just get like, you kind of feel like a threat and you rival him?
Maybe he is. I don't know. I've said this in my videos. I've said this to people before. Like I'm a fan of anybody in the community. If you make videos, if you create something, you post something that is positive, it is good for the community, I'm 100% all for it. When you come into the community gunslinging, you're trying to take people's money, you're trying to take them for a ride, you're not providing anything. That pisses me off because I remember being a kid and I don't come from a background where I had a dad who played in the NHL. My dad didn't even play fucking hockey like growing up. All due respect to my dad, I love him. He's going to listen to this podcast. My dad doesn't understand hockey the way that somebody growing up playing the NHL would. I'm sorry, it's just a fact. So everything that I've gotten has been, I've done it myself. I've learned through firsthand experiences and errors and all that kind of shit. And I'm humbled that people in that same position value what I have to say and they care. And when you have a guy that comes in the community who's been gifted an opportunity in the NHL to make $4.7 million lifetime.
Hold on.
Sorry.
In his defense, gifted is probably an insulting way to word it because he wasn't gifted.
Can I reword that? He earned himself the opportunity. Yeah. He earned it through hard work, dedication, training, but at the same time, he was also gifted because the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Toronto Marlies and the Nashville Predators said, we are going to give you this opportunity. You have earned it. Here you are. They have gifted that opportunity. That's an opportunity a lot of people, myself included, and you would kill to have. Just for me, I would kill to be in the fucking cheeser. You in the cheeser would kill to be in the NHL, to be on the taxi squad, right? I think that's a pretty fair assumption. So you have been gifted an opportunity, and then you take that and you take advantage of people. It drives me nuts. It pisses me off to no one. And I'm not man enough, or I am man enough to admit that, listen, if he comes out and he's like, you know what, I shouldn't have been doing that. I should not have been charging people $150 for podcast appearances, $125, whatever it is, and I should be giving more back to the community and not being so selfish. He says that, listen, I'll come on this podcast and I'll eat some humble pie and some crow and say, you know what, Pat,
he probably
I was wrong. He owned up to it. He was a man. Guess what? Now I can be a man. I can say I made a mistake. I need to apologize, and we will move forward. But a lot of people don't do that.
Hopefully it does get there. Hopefully
I don't think it will.
Hopefully you guys can be friends and come together, make videos.
Yeah. I would listen. I would love nothing more than to make a video with the guy. But I can't make a video with the guy if he's stealing from the community, if he's taking advantage of people in the community. Yeah, it's an integrity, it's a principle thing. He can come back and say, listen, Trav was talking about doing a collab. I'm still interested in doing a collab with him, making videos, but I will not do it on the current conditions, the thing that our relationship is in, because I am disgruntled that he is taking from the community and taking advantage of people. I don't like that. That pisses me off. I will not support him if he's not supporting the community.
You actually got me thinking a little when you start talking about your like dads and hockey and stuff. Mm-hmm. I've been getting DMs, like you probably get these too. Mm-hmm. Do you get like a DM from a dad who's it's just like they're so clueless, and I'm not targeting anyone. If anyone's listening to this, that
you are 100% targeting somebody. Please tell me more.
Like it's not like they're the only one, but I struggle how to answer it, and a lot of times I don't because it's like I don't know, like a specific one. They were like, hey, my so and so relation, I'm not gonna like however they're related to them, is 9 years old and work ethic's crazy. How can I put him in the the best position to go play D1 in the and then maybe the NHL? And I'm just like, man,
nope.
You gotta
nope.
Slow down. Like this is a 9-year-old kid. like, yes, I know every 9-year-old kid's dream is to go play D1 into the NHL, but you're talking about D1 in the NHL as if it's like that there's a sign up sheet. Like, hey,
Yeah, it's
where
like
can
a
I
COVID
sign up?
vaccine. You sign up for
You
the
know?
vaccine, and then the
Yeah.
line for D1 hockey is right next door.
Like,
Just hop on over to the next
like, dude,
establishment.
you gotta get present with this 9-year-old kid. Realize like what he's doing today is gonna affect if he goes D1, but you can't just like be like, hey, how do I sign up for like the NHL? Like, not how it goes. And I struggle to answer because I'm like you're not. I don't think they understand
If
how
I
it
could
works.
for a sec, do you struggle to answer because you don't know where to begin, because there's so many foundational cracks in that foundation that you don't know, like, where do I even start? Like, you are so beyond gone. I don't know how to help you here. Is that pretty
Yeah,
fair?
yeah, but also it's like, oh, how do you make the NHL? Like, yeah, I'll let you know when I get there, dude. Like, fucking, it's not like a very easy thing. D1 either. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, it's hard to, because okay, this 9-year-old kid playing wherever he's playing is probably very average.
Can we even boil it
And
back to, like, to play AAA hockey is a stretch. To play junior
yeah,
hockey is like to keep hitting those milestones, and they're planning like to the absolute nth degree. Like, that is we really need to stop putting the like 6 carts before the horse. Like,
yeah.
let's get everything lined up on the tracks. You know what I mean?
Like, you gotta be obsessed with it to get to that level. Especially like as a 9-year-old, like
The kid has
you have
to,
to
not
be
the parent.
obsessed. Yeah, yes, the kid. You has to be obsessed, and he has to become like the best at where he is, and then go to the next level, become the best there. But you have to have that like crazy drive and want to do it,
If,
and you
if I
can't just
if I
teach
could
it.
for a split second, and we are limited on time. We got about 5 minutes
Yeah.
left in this podcast, but I'll be honest. My dad was a little bit of a crazy hockey parent. From probably about 10 to 15, or maybe like 11 to 15, give or take, because my dad's a passionate guy. I'm a passionate guy. But when my dad finally let me go and let me do my thing was when the best results started to blossom, right? Like, I've personally, I've always had a desire and a drive to want to accomplish things, especially in hockey. And a kid has to have that too. Like, if you're a parent, you're like, you know what? My 9-year-old needs to be a little bit better. My 9-year-old doesn't have it today. He's not going to make the NHL. He does not score 6 goals next game. You are too far gone. You got to let the kid just enjoy hockey. Like be happy if he makes AAA. Be happy if he makes junior hockey, if he makes high school hockey,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like Steve McKeegan, goalie coach at the Toronto Maple Leafs, former goalie coach. I haven't talked to the guy, and I no longer speak to the guy. I haven't heard from him in like probably close to a year now. But some of the best advice he gave me was like, listen, be hopeful that it happens. Maybe it does. Be glad if it happens. And if it doesn't, be happy you got an opportunity to just, spend some father-son time, mother-son time, whatever, father-daughter time, whatever it is. Just enjoy life and enjoy the game. Like,
Yeah.
especially in these COVID times where things change so fast. You lose your season, you lose an opportunity, this, that, and the other. Like, just be blessed. You're alive. You have health. You have an opportunity, a fresh sheet of ice. That, I was filming a vlog the other day, and I was saying for like my little intro piece, I was like, you know what? I have a fresh sheet of ice. The Zamboni has just gotten off. I have air in my lungs. I like to think that I'm healthy for the most part. I have my freedoms, and I'm happy. I have everything I could possibly need. This is everything. I have a blank sheet of ice. I have 60 minutes to do something
Yeah.
amazing. And if you're a parent focused on how do I get my kid to play in the NHL tomorrow when they're 9, and they don't really care. Like, let's be honest, like, your kid probably likes Fortnite better than playing hockey. Like,
Right.
you're doomed.
I don't think they understand the obsession a lot of times. Like, and I don't want to sound like I'm being arrogant here because I like
No,
obviously
please.
I'm not an NHL
Hold on.
player.
I'd like to ask you, please, for the parents' sake of whoever's listening, please say it 100% how it is. Do not sugarcoat it.
Yeah,
Be as
well,
blunt as humanly
right.
possible.
I don't want
Please.
to. Yeah, like I'm not obviously in the NHL, but I played D1. Like, so my
You
life,
know hockey.
right? Like,
You've played somewhere. You get it.
yeah, I would wake up as a child. I would wake up and immediately walk downstairs and just start stick handling. Like, in this basement used to be like rugged, and like we would like stick handle all day and just picture what we were doing, like scoring goals. Like, it's all we did. Literally, wake up, go downstairs, repeat. Me and my brothers, repeat every single day. Go play obviously on the ice, but it was just like we were obsessed with it. It was all like we knew, it was all we wanted to do. And then you picture it in your head, and like there's a repetition. You're always thinking it. Then you're playing it, and you're always doing it, and you get this repetition. Like, by the time you're in high school, like you'll see, like I went to public high school. I was light years ahead of the rest of the kids on my team because of these mental reps and physical reps that like I was already doing because I was obsessed with it as a kid. Like, and there's people that were more obsessed with it than me, much more. And that's, you'll see, like fucking Connor McDavid. He was obsessed on a godly level. Then like, but you get to a point in like high school where you can't just teach it at that time because like there's reps, say like a behind the back pass. If you see someone make like a behind the back pass that goes like perfect on someone's stick, you're like, whoa, how did he know that? Like, it's because like you'll see a guy, say like you're on the wall, you'll see a guy skating and you'll see where he's going, and you know that you've played the game long enough where you're like, I know where he's about to be, and you throw it at the exact pace at the exact spot that he's going to be in a few seconds because you just know you've done it.
It's one of those things where like you have it or you don't. It's as simple as that.
It's just taught through repetition and obsession.
I will say we should save this conversation for next week because that is all the time we have left today, folks. Episode 29 is Slangin The Bizkit. Episode 30 every Thursday, 8 a.m. Eastern. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, you name it. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching.